All right, how's it going, everybody? My name is Sneb, and welcome to another wacky Dragon's End. This time we did all thieves. I can't even believe I'm saying this. We did all thieves. That's right. The masters of theft. They were, well, they certainly did a thing. I think we had like 55 thieves or something in this map, and it took forever to get that many, let me tell you. So on the bar, I picked short bow because I figured that, isn't it the short bow 4 that has some like CC effect? So I brought short bow 4 to try to handle the ads. But honestly, thieves just don't have a lot of super good cleave. They're good at tagging mobs, but they're certainly not masters of cleave. And they also kind of struggle with pulls. They have a few individual pulls, but they don't have much else beyond that. So they have quite a bit of CC though. So you'll get to see that. But you'll... I'm just laughing because you're going to notice the stark contrast between the thieves and the necromancer run that we did before. And the reason for this is because, well, we just could not handle the ads very well. You also see the thieves all like dodging all over the place and stuff. I find that kind of hilarious. So I'm going to preface this with, I never play thief. There are a few classes in this series that I almost never play, and this is one of them. So I am playing Power Daredevil. So thieves, well, because we don't get like Ecto or whatever like you do in raid bosses, we can't provide quickness, but we can provide alacrity because of the new, what is it? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. The Spectre, there you go. Because of the new elite specialization Spectre, we actually can do alacrity. So quickness is the only thing we're lacking, even though alacrity is actually really not that valuable on thief because you don't really have recharge times on your skill. It's all dependent on initiative. So your weapon skills, it just doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, that's you'll see. But hey, look, I'm turning into spirit. I'm collecting the orbs. You know, for the longest time, I didn't know that skill 2... Look, everybody pause here for a second. This is really important. If you didn't know, when you turn into a wisp, your skill 2 completely refills your endurance bar. For some reason, I didn't know that for the longest time. So if you ever go into a spirit and you run out of endurance and there's no little orb nearby, just pop 2 and you will be fine, I promise. But so many times I did that and I had no idea what 2 did. So there you go. There's a way to increase your win rate. Always remember to clear the thorn hearts if you can. When I was up here on thief, because staff 4 blinds, I was kind of I was calling out to my group and I was saying, hey, if you can spam 4 a bit, because we were getting eviscerated by the ads, right? Like it's a lot of pressure up there and we have no healers. We're running no healers because, well, can thief even really heal? I guess Spectre can, but they have to like single target. So my logic here was, okay, we need to be very careful because we don't have stability or anything. So we're just going to blind as much as we can. And that's what we did. And lo and behold, it actually worked out pretty well. Now, I think Thief is the worst one that we've done so far. I think at the end there was like 2 minutes remaining or something on the clock. It happened to be the closest. The last 5 minutes get really sketchy because there's so many ads on the board and the boss is moving so much that we have to be very careful. We were just taking a lot of pressure and we're getting split up, and that is honestly probably the worst thing that can happen when you are on Dragon's End is your group gets split because of the tail, or people aren't communicating properly, or people start to panic because they know that the time is winding down, or even worse, they get complacent. Oh, look how fast this break bar goes. Come on, go. Okay, I lied. We failed it, didn't we? Did we fail that break bar? No, we didn't. Okay, it didn't go very fast though. I think we were still kind of getting our crap together, but anyway, pretty cool, right? So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun doing these challenges. There has been a few requests that I've noticed from all of you folks. Some people are telling me to redo Untamed. I will put the failed Untamed up at some point. It's probably going to be on the list of videos. It's probably like, I don't know, like 4th or 5th on the list. So it's coming maybe in a week or so. But people have been asking me to redo Untamed. Look, if we redo Untamed, we actually have to get everybody into the golem and practice playing Untamed, because when I went in there, I was doing no damage because I literally didn't know what any of my hammer skills did. I should have just camped axe. I don't know why I didn't. Oh my, see, look at how often the boss is going back and forth. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, one thing I think that I would really like to do is do all of a core class. But I'm not sure what would be the most... I think the most difficult is probably core thief. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think is most difficult? I think the core ranger is probably fine because you could do Condi core ranger. NG is literally free because you could just have like 10 core NG healers and then you could have like 40 core Condi core NGs, which are actually really powerful. Guardian is literally free because of the same. You can have healers and you can do just a ton of power damage. Look, power core guard is actually a very strong build. So yeah. Hey, you can see here we just can't handle the ads, by the way. This is a good example. We're like struggling. I actually don't know what core rev would be like. It'd probably be fine for the same reason, but core thief, it just doesn't really, I don't know. It just doesn't have anything that would be really that good, right? I can't imagine. Oh, core Ellie. I don't know. Core Ellie might be harder than core thief. It's core thief versus core Ellie is most difficult, I'd say. Everything else would be pretty easy, but core thief doesn't really have good heals. And core Ellie is just so squishy that it will die constantly. If we did core Ellie, we'd have to tell people to like, you'd honestly probably have to play like Marauder and stuff. You need the vitality. Otherwise it'd be really, really hard, I think. Am I way out to lunch there? I don't know. Yeah, I've been having a really good time doing all of these challenges. I started doing challenges and raids again because I think we're at a point in the game's life cycle where, well, there's just not a lot of stuff to do, you know? It's just, I don't know. There's just not a lot to do. So, I mean, well, for me anyway, like if you're a new player, there's a million things to do in Guild Wars 2. But for me, I feel like I've kind of done all the things that I've wanted to. I've done all the CMs and raids, etc. Oh, am I going to die here? Oh, I did. I saved. I feel like there's just, you know, I need a new challenge. They haven't put any new challenging content in the game in a while, but hey, maybe that'll change with the strike CMs that are coming out next week. I'm pretty excited about that. I think, I don't know. I think that the strike CMs are a big opportunity. On one hand, they could be, you know, too hard and then people would be very upset, or they're too easy and people are bored by them. The difficulty level is so important here because you can't cater to the 0.01% that absolutely eviscerate raids, but you also cannot cater to, well, you also have to cater to people that are interested in a bit of a challenge. So how do you balance this so that players aren't so frustrated by it like that it's impossible? Because look at what happened with Dragon's End. But still, you know, make it a challenge. To me, a challenge is only a challenge if it took a little bit of work to do, right? An example of this is the Dragon response missions that came out. When they had the challenge modes, I completed them all on the first try without knowing what any of the mechanics were, in a group of 5 random people that were all doing a standard fractal composition. That should tell you something, you know? It's pretty important that we, I guess, understand that the challenges aren't challenging if you can beat them on the first try with little to no effort. I want something to make me think a little bit about my composition. I want something to make me think, there might be multiple ways to do this, but what is the best way to do this? I want to, you know, potentially change up my build because of a new mechanic or because a mechanic is much more difficult. I want to have to think about the kinds of challenges that I face and the mechanics that we face and how we can go about overcoming those? I feel like far too often in Guild Wars 2, the answer is to just play like a standard fractal build a standard fractal or raid build in PvE. And I'd like things to change up a bit. So I'm super curious, I would say, about the strike CMs. My opinion right now on the strikes is that they are, well, they're I don't know how to feel exactly. When they first came out, I was like, oh, these are like really fun and interesting. But now I feel like they're kind of long. You know, like the mechanics don't hurt. They're just kind of long. So it's not a matter of will I get the kill? It's a matter of when will I get the kill? And maybe that's the big distinction that's problematic for me. I don't enjoy having to push, and then, well, nothing comes of it, you know? So I guess that's it. I wish that the strikes could be weren't as I'm so hesitant to say because I don't want to criticize them too much because I think that they're really well designed. I think that the HP is just a little high on a bunch of them because it's not even really like a test of endurance. It's just like you're just waiting for your damage to catch up. Hopefully that distinction makes sense. There's a difference between like, you know, you're trying to endure like a lot of mechanics and like this is a big endurance fight and you know, there's really no threat. You just have to kill the thing and your damage, even if you're doing really good rotations, it just takes a while. So I feel like there's a lot of that, especially in the third strike, the Kenang Overlook or whatever it's called. Is that how you say it? Is it Kenang or Kidang or Kanang? I always mispronounce it. And partly that's because I learned a second language in the islands. And whenever there's an N between two vowels, it makes a D sound in this particular language that I speak. It's called Chukese. And so every time I see Kanang, I think Kidang. It's weird. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about that. So, hey, we're getting towards the end of this boss, but look at how aggressive this is getting. Like, the ads are just so aggressive. We're getting wrecked by bubbles and whirlpools, and the tail is up, and it's switching sides, it's doing other mechanics, and we're getting split up, and this is where people typically go wrong. However, one thing that's changed is if you break the expose, when you kill the tail, apparently it resets the expose. That change is absolutely massive. That is a ridiculous shift. That makes this boss so much easier. And it makes it so that before you go kill the tail, you 100% want to break the bar now. Before you had to like make a choice. But yeah, now it's really obvious. Yeah. You know what I'm really excited for? Living World Season 1 is also coming back, folks. So Living World Season 1, apparently they're going to sort of revamp it up to today's standards, and that way the gap that has been within the story for so long will finally be filled. I've actually been a bit, I think it was on a Teatime once, Teapot and I were talking about it. I have been an advocate for adding those things back in, but not at the cost of new content. So I really like how ArenaNet is doing this. I like huge kudos to them for this. Because what they're doing is they are releasing the CMs and other little bug fixes and tweaks as they're adding in Living World Season 1. And then they're also adding another challenge mode strike with that. What that means for me is that I don't feel like they're just stopping production on new content to help out or just to like fix bugs and stuff. I like that they're doing a mix because this makes it feel like the game is still progressing. I was always concerned that I think Teapot was like, oh, why don't they just take 6 months and fix all the problems? And I was like, well, yeah, but if they do that and there's no new content for 6 months and they just had like a year-long content drought to be able to produce End of Dragons. Uh-oh, I'm gonna fall off here. And I fell off there. I actually remember when this happened, I was like, Omega lol. That sucks. But fun fact, your special action key can boost you up into the air. Just don't forget to glide before you hit the bottom. Yeah, oh, south. Yeah, south, when you're running south here, it can be a little bit difficult. You know, you don't want to stand in the fire. You don't want to get knocked down. So stability, really relevant here if you've got stability. Really good. Really strong. Anyways, excited for Living World Season 1. I actually didn't get to experience that. So that was years and years and years ago. I experienced the very beginning of Living World Season 1 when it happened. But then I left and I went and lived overseas and had like no access to internet. I was living on an island in the middle of the ocean. So that is why I have very little context as to what Living World Season 1 was like. All I recall was that when it first came out, there was this... What was it? This like little event where you had to go and put up road signs or something, and people would complain a lot about that. I think it was Flame. Is it called Flame and Frost? I don't even remember. It's been so long, but that was in 2013. Boy, we played this game a long time, haven't we? Oh no, look at this. We're crumbling. Like half the squad is dead. Literally half the squad is dead. I'm about to die here. Yep, boom. Now I got a waypoint. You know, there's a discussion the other day. A lot of people don't waypoint immediately. Look, if you ever full dead, waypointing and jumping back is the key. Oh, you know what else I learned that I have not used? Oh, this is so embarrassing. Apparently on that airship, there is actually like some jump pad or something that'll take you directly back to the platform. I had no idea that that was a thing. Not a clue. And now suddenly it's relevant because in all these videos, anytime I die, I'm like using the sky scale to get back. No, you want to use the little jumper platform thing that's on the airship. Do not forget about that. Oh, another break bar. Are we going to get it? Yes, we are. The break bar is actually really relevant here because, again, the ads are getting extremely aggressive. You can see we are just suffering. The more thorn hearts that are out, the worse it gets as well. I'm trying to remember what exact time we finished on. I think it was like 157 or something. Yeah, those ads. Look, there's so many ads. Now there's whirlpools. Everybody's getting annihilated. I was actually a little bit nervous that the thief one had a good shot to fail. Because look, now I'm in a bubble. And now the tail is up. It just... and a wave is coming. Like everything is happening all at once all of a sudden. Did we go to kill the tail? I can't remember. It looks like we're going to kill the tail. Or are they switching? No, it's swapping sides. Yeah, we're going to just finish it off, I think. We're forgetting the tail, and we're just going to go... Oh, wait, no, we are going to do the tail. Oh, yeah, we made a rule. Always do tail, pretty much. Okay, maybe not always, but, you know, we're still a little bit affected by the fact that the first time... when we were trying to get, like, NA first or whatever, we did it, and... we got it to less than 1%, and if we had killed the tail, we would have killed the thing. But we panicked. We absolutely panicked. I think right now I'm kind of panicking. I'm just like, oh my gosh, do I kill the tail or what? I think we opted to kill the tail because we were, or maybe not. I think we just went back and forth and weren't sure what to do. Yep. We just played this poorly at the end. You never know, I guess. Anyways, people, we're coming down to the end of the video. I just want to say that I have super appreciated all the support with this whole YouTube journey I'm on. Just making some random commentaries over some fun gameplay. And I think the next video that will go up will probably be Ranger. So stay tuned for that, my friends. But remember, go out, be good, be kind to another, do good things, don't let your dreams be memes unless that's what you're into. And most importantly, stay classy. And we'll talk to you next time. In the comments below, if you have suggestions for fun challenges in the game that I should do, any kind of challenge, whether it's a team or solo challenge, let me know. And maybe we'll do it, all right? Have a good one, folks. Bye.